All right, let's dive right in, folks. Today, we're going deep into the world of AI in banking. And trust me, this is not your grandma's adding machine.
Not even close. We're talking serious disruption here.
Right. This is the kind of stuff that'll have you dropping knowledge bombs at your next big meeting. And we're lucky enough to have with us today the expert who's been living and breathing this stuff.
Guilty as charged. Been digging deep into some fascinating research on AI's impact on banking.
And we're about to get the inside scoop. We're talking about actual platforms that can analyze, like, a year's worth of legal documents in seconds.
It's mind-blowing stuff. But before we get ahead of ourselves.
Good point. Let's back up a sec. For those of us who haven't dedicated our lives to algorithms, give us the crash course. What is AI, really? And why should anyone in finance even care? It's not just robots learning to count, is it?
More like robots learning to think. And yeah, finance needs to pay attention. We're talking systems that can analyze mountains of data, spot patterns we'd miss, make decisions, all faster than we can say interest rate.
Okay, now that's the kind of speed I can get behind. So how does this actually play out in the real world? What are we talking about here? ATMs that judge your outfit?
Not quite. Your research notes highlight some fascinating applications already in play, like chatbots. These aren't just for answering basic questions anymore. Think AI-powered assistants, 24/7 support, even personalized financial advice.
Okay, that's pretty slick. Anything that saves me from being stuck on hold for an hour listening to elevator music, I'm on board with.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. Imagine, like a digital detective working around the clock to protect your account. That's AI-powered fraud detection, analyzing every transaction, sniffing out anything suspicious in real time.
Wow, that's way better than me trying to remember if I made that online purchase or not. But what about loans? That feels like a whole other beast. Can AI really handle that?
Oh, absolutely. AI is already being used for risk and credit assessments. You know those online quizzes that promise to build your perfect portfolio? That's like robo-advising 1.0. AI is about to make that way more sophisticated and way more accessible to everyday people.
So no more awkward conversations with financial advisors who don't understand my meme stark obsession.
Maybe, but there's even more. All that paperwork, all those tedious tasks banks are famous for, AI is transforming that too. Your notes mention NLP and RPA.
Okay, those sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie. Break them down for me.
So NLP, or natural language processing.
Yeah.
Imagine AI as a lawyer who can read a 1,000-page contract in like 5 seconds flat. And not just read, but actually understand it, pull out the key details, even spot potential loopholes.
No, that's impressive. I need that kind of focus in my life. And what about RPA? What does that even stand for?
Robotic process automation. Basically, it's about automating all those repetitive tasks that no one really wants to do anyway. Think data entry and voice processing, stuff like that. Frees up humans to focus on more interesting things.
Okay, my head's spinning a little bit trying to keep up with all this. AI lawyers, robot workers, it's a lot. But let's be real for a second. Is this AI stuff turning banking into some kind of utopia, or are we headed for like a Black Mirror episode with our bank accounts? What's the bottom line for regular people just trying to, not lose all their money?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And like a good algorithm, the answer depends.
Okay, I like where you're going with this. Lay it on me.
So let's start with the good news. AI has the potential to completely transform the customer experience. Imagine, like, lightning-fast service, available 24/7, personalized financial advice, like beamed right to your phone.
Okay, that's something I can get behind. No more navigating those phone menus from hell. Sign me up. But what happens when the robots go rogue? Who do I yell at when the AI messes up my account?
That's the catch, right? As amazing as AI can be, it's not perfect. Systems crash, algorithms have hiccups. We've got to make sure there are safeguards in place. And that humans are still in the loop, for those moments when you really need to just vent to another human being.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need to yell at a person to make yourself feel better. But on a more serious note, we talked about cost savings earlier. Banks streamline their operations, AI does its thing. But do those savings actually trickle down to us, the customers? Or is this just a fancy way for banks to make even more money?
It's a valid concern. And honestly, it's something we need to watch closely. Are banks going to pass on those savings? Lower fees, better interest rates? Or are they going to pocket the difference? Transparency is key here.
Right. Don't just tell me it's cheaper now. Show me the receipts. Speaking of trust, you mentioned AI leading to better decisions in banking, which sounds great, but are we really ready to hand over the reins to algorithms? It all feels a bit, Wall Street run by robots.
It's understandable to be a little wary. Absolutely. And it's important to remember that AI is only as good as the information it's given.
So like garbage in, garbage out, even with all the fancy algorithms.
Precisely. If the data itself is biased, the AI will just amplify that bias. And that can lead to some really unfair, even harmful outcomes.
So it's not just about building smart AI, it's about building fair AI.
100%. And we can't forget about the human side of this equation either. We've talked about customers, but what about the people who work in these banks? There's a lot of fear out there about AI taking jobs. Tellers, loan officers.
Yeah, the robot takeover. It's like every sci-fi movie ever. Are we all destined to be replaced by algorithms that can do math better than us?
Not necessarily. I think it's more helpful to think of it as a shift, not an eradication. As AI takes over those routine tasks, it frees up human beings to focus on more complex, creative, strategic work.
So less about replacement, more about like augmentation.
Exactly. It's about collaboration. Humans and AI each playing to their strengths. But that requires investment, right? From banks, from governments, to retrain and upskill the workforce so they're ready to thrive in this new landscape.
Okay, so we've been talking about AI like it's this big futuristic thing, but it sounds like it's already here. Real banks are using this stuff right now.
Oh, absolutely. We're way past the theoretical here.
That's what I like to hear. So give me some real-world examples. What are these AI pioneers up to?
Well, JP Morgan Chase is a great example. They've been ahead of the curve on this for a while now.
Yeah. What are they doing?
They developed this platform called Coin.
Coinine, like cryptocurrency.
Not even close. This stands for Contract Intelligence.
Okay, so less about Bitcoin, more about
Yeah,
making contracts smarter.
exactly. Basically, imagine 1,000 lawyers all working at warp speed to analyze legal documents. That's what Coinine does. It reads them, understands them, pulls out all the key details.
No coffee breaks for those AI lawyers.
Right. And it's not just about speed, it's about accuracy, too. JP Morgan found that Coinine can reduce errors significantly.
That's huge, especially in the world of finance, where one tiny mistake can cost you like $1 zillion. Any other banks out there really embracing the AI revolution?
Definitely. CaixaBank's another one. They're going all in on AI. Personalized banking apps, superpowered fraud detection, the whole shebang.
So like the whole banking experience is about to get a whole lot more personalized.
That's the idea.
Okay, so my mind is officially blown. But let's take it a step further into the realm of pure science fiction. What's next? Are we all going to be talking to our fridges about loans soon?
You know, with the way things are moving, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. So what's the next big thing in AI banking?
One word. Conversations. Conversational banking is going to be huge.
Conversational banking, like having a chat with my money.
Pretty much. Imagine managing your finances just by talking to your smart devices. Tell Alexa to pay your bills. Ask Siri for investment advice.
Okay, that's either super convenient or super creepy. I haven't decided yet.
It's definitely a brave new world. But for it to really work, natural language processing still needs some work. We're talking about AI that doesn't just understand words, but like the meaning behind the words, the nuances, the sarcasm.
So no more accidentally buying 1,000 shares of something because I told my phone I was feeling bullish as a joke.
Hopefully not. But in all seriousness, that's one of the biggest challenges, teaching AI to truly understand us like humans understand each other.
Makes sense. Okay, so besides conversational banking, what else is on the horizon?
Predictive analysis is going to be huge too. We've talked about AI assessing risk, but imagine if it could actually predict and then help you prevent financial problems before they even happen.
So like a financial crystal ball.
Kind of. Imagine AI analyzing your spending habits, your income, your goals, and then giving you personalized advice to help you stay on track, make the most of your money.
That's amazing. But also a little scary, right? All that data. It feels like we're one hack away from total financial chaos.
Absolutely a valid concern. Security is going to be more important than ever. Banks are going to need some seriously robust systems in place to protect all that data.
Right, because with great AI power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today. It's clear that AI is changing the game for banking in ways we probably can't even imagine yet.
It's an exciting time.
It really is. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap things up?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. AI in banking It's not about replacing humans. It's about empowering us, giving us the tools to make smarter, faster, and hopefully better decisions with our money.
I love that. AI, empowering humans, not enslaving them. That's the future I want to live in. This has been an incredible deep dive. Thanks so much for joining me. And to our listeners, keep those questions coming because the world of AI is only getting more interesting. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep your algorithms in check.